Welcome everyone, and thank you for tuning in to hear my trading and market updates. This is Uncle Frank, and I'm not a financial advisor, nor is any of the content to be construed as financial advice. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. Please remember to hit the like button if you enjoyed the presentation, and be sure to subscribe to the channel so you're alerted when I have new information to share. So now let's get into the latest updates. Hey, welcome back everyone. Let's kick this off with some good news, starting with a headline from Deadline. Taylor Swift still bejeweled with $32 million second weekend. Killers of the Flower Moon brings adults back to cinemas with a $23 million opening. From the article, which was updated Saturday morning, the overall box office at around $87.3 million is off 23% from a year ago. But AMC's Taylor Swift The Eras Tour and Apple and Paramount's Martin Scorsese movie Killers of the Flower Moon are keeping business afloat and popcorn popping with respective weekend takes of $32 million and $23 million. The latter is an exceptional start for what is a very long movie, longer than Oppenheimer, and a great beginning for Apple's foray into the wide theatrical business, especially at a time when actors can't promote because of the actors' strike. Imagine if there wasn't an actors' strike, how much higher this could go. I want you to know we are at a critical crossroads on this trade. I know many of you are frustrated by how long this play has taken, frustrated by the lawlessness of Wall Street, the inaction of regulators, and by the Wall Street-driven bad decisions of AMC senior management, like Hycroft, the Ape, and the reverse split, which has our stock down over 83% year over year. But here is something I'd like to share with you that I think a lot of people are missing. We have just passed 2022's total gross, and we still have 72 days to go, which was better than 2021, which was better than 2020. Of course, the financial press will focus on the fact we haven't passed 2019 or pre-pandemic, right? What they won't mention is how many theaters the industry has lost due to the pandemic. They will also never mention that the U.S. has lost over 2,000 movie screens since the pandemic. They will never mention FTDs, naked shorting, algo abuse, ATS abuse, but they will definitely stay away from the average capture per film, which actually exceeds the average of 2019 by over 3.8 million. What the industry captures per film has increased every year since the pandemic. Now, here's the part that everyone is missing. This is very important. We had 910 movie releases in 2019, but only 451 so far this year. If we were to get 900 releases in 2024 with an average of 16 million per film, which is what we're exceeding now, total gross for the industry climbs to 14.4 billion. That's nearly double what it is now and far better than 2019 by over $3 billion. Take a look at the chart. Take a look at the arrows. Okay, you can see our average is now 16.3 per film versus 12.4 per film in 2019. You can also see we haven't gotten over 500 films from Hollywood ever since 2019. What this means is we're doing more with less. Okay, and if you know what, if we start getting more films, if Hollywood can at least fully recover, okay, and we can keep this average high, we will blow out the total gross number, that top line number for the industry. Now, guys, we need to help some of our popular YouTubers and yes voters out there that never learned how to do basic math. Let's examine this company, Phil's Widgets. It's March of 2019. This business was worth $1.3 million, but has debt of $4.86 million pre-pandemic. You see what I did there? I used the real debt to equity ratio of AMC and applied it to this small business for comparison's sake. Now in 2019, Phil's Widget sold 910 units and was doing okay except for its extreme debt load. But then in 2020, the pandemic struck. There were some days Phil's Widgets were closed by the local government. Due to COVID and a crippled supply chain, Phil's business would only get 456 widgets to sell, only half of what they had in 2019. You see what I did there? I plugged in the number of movie releases AMC got in 2019 and 2020 to this business, so even a turtle could figure this out. So now let's review Phil's businesses buried in debt. Sometimes it's even closed down. It's only getting half of the units it used to get to sell. What would be the best thing Phil could do under these challenging circumstances? I'm glad you asked. Well, the first thing Phil did was lay off lots of employees, which was expected. But then Phil did something his investors found really unusual, especially since they saved the widget company from bankruptcy by buying the stock. In 2019, Phil was being paid a base salary of $125,000. Phil would also receive a non-stock cash bonus of $192,500. On top of all that, Phil would get a stock bonus of $648,000 to round out his comp plan. Phil was in the top 5 paid executives by his title of CEO in his industry already. But what did Phil do in 2020 to help save the widget business? He reduced his base salary to $110,600, but pumped up his non-stock cash bonus to $500,000, and then he increased his stock bonus to nearly $1.5 million. What was Phil thinking? He doubled his comp plan in the middle of all this. Is he crazy? After all, it's 2020. The business is closed sometimes. We have very little inventory to sell. People are actually dying from the pandemic, from COVID. You see what I did there, guys? I used Adam Aron's exact comp plan from 2019 and 2020. I just divided by 10. Now, how mad would you be at Phil if you discovered he also sold most of his stock as well? So where are you going with all this, Uncle Frank? Well, like him or not, Mark Ahotis said that Adam Aron, the AMC senior executives, and the board of directors ran an enrichment scheme at the expense of individual investors, that's us, who actually saved the company. Now, I did email the head of investor relations, John Merriweather, over at AMC. I wanted to know, have stock bonuses been paid out to AMC senior management and the board of directors for 2023? His answer was, fiscal year 2023 has not yet been completed, so no incentive compensation or bonuses have been paid for 2023 performance. I also asked him, if we haven't paid him for 2023, when does that occur? And he replied, the company does not publicly disclose the timing of the compensation payments. Now, guys, I'm of the opinion that they should receive their base salaries. They can even keep their non-stock cash bonuses. But I am also of the opinion that since our stock is down over 80% year over year, that the stock awards should also be reduced by 80%. Now, why would I do that? Why would I suggest that? Well, number one, Adam Aron, the entire board of directors, all of senior management, haven't bought a single share of AMC in over 5 years, but in fact sold over $1 billion worth to us. I think it's about time we end that policy. The good news about all this is we have an annual shareholder meeting coming up. You can email John Merriweather and suggest that we reduce the stock awards by 80%. You can also vote. We've got an annual shareholder meeting coming up on November 8th. Then we've got Napoleon coming out November 22nd, and Beyonce will drop December 1st. A lot of exciting things coming up, but I don't know if we want to pay these outrageous stock bonuses when the company has this debt level. I don't think it's fair, and I think we need to put more money towards reducing our debt than handing it over to executives who sell it immediately, who like to sell ape and our company stock when it's low, instead of building up the stock price and selling it when it's higher so we could pay off more debt. Hey, I want to thank you for watching, and please remember to hit the like button after this slide if you enjoyed the presentation. Subscribe to the channel and set the alert so you're notified when I have new information to share. See you at the bell.